Alright guys, so welcome to another quick review. It's going to be a quick review of a racing game that I completed about 2 or 3 months ago. So I'm a bit late with this one, but it is Ridge Racer Unbounded for the PlayStation 3. And there's the back. First of all guys, I want to say this is totally different to any other Ridge Racer game that I've ever played before. You know, to me this feels more like Need for Speed or Burnout. I would say especially Burnout. You know, because when I think of Ridge Racer, I think of, you know, an arcade style racer where, you know, you do like drifting and stuff around corners. You know, which you do in this game, but for me the drifting's more, I don't know, it feels more satisfying in like the other Ridge Racer games. Okay, but in this game it's a street racing game. You're racing through the street. You're taking out opponents, you're basically crashing through buildings, you know, which, it just sounds absolutely crazy, you know, going through garages, destroying cinemas, you know, you go right through the buildings, you know, and to me that feels, you know, more like Burnout, you know, but it's not a bad thing, you know, I think this is, I would say it's a welcoming change, you know, even though I do prefer the old style of Ridge Racer, like, say about, I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago I completed Ridge Racer 7 on the PS3. I thought that game was fantastic. You know, I thought it was a really good Ridge Racer game. Probably my favourite Ridge Racer game is Ridge Racer 7. So it makes a bit of a change, you know, to the Ridge Racer series. You know, not one of my favourite Ridge Racer games or favourite racing games, but it's still a good game. First of all guys, I'm going to say this game was bloody tough. You know, it really bloody was. Yeah, I completed the game, I didn't 100% it because trying to win all those races was taking bloody ages because some of them were so bloody difficult. Well, obviously I completed the last event, I got the credit screen, so for me that's a signal that the game's complete. Just trying to complete it 100% would just taking bloody ages. It would probably got a bit frustrating as well. But, you know, for what it was, I think it was a good game. You know, you unlock, you know, vehicles by reaching like certain levels. You know, you don't, you know, save money up and buy your own car. You unlock them, you know, which is a common thing for racing games nowadays. You don't get money, you just unlock cars by reaching certain levels. But, you know, I don't really mind as much in, you know, Ridge Racer. So the gameplay in this game, as you would expect, is, you know, it's fast and furious. You know, basically you've got to try and, you know, boost up your nitros. I think it's got another name in this, but I can't actually remember what it was called. But it's basically like nitros, you know, turbo boost, whatever you want to call it. Basically you can drift around corners and that to basically boost this up. You can obviously take cars out, which obviously gives you a boost. And with this boost, obviously you can go faster. You can use that to go through buildings, you know, go through cinemas and garages, you know, which is probably one of my favourite levels in the game. Was near the end of the game, there's a bit where you go through a bloody cinema. You go right up the steps and right through the cinema. You know, destroying that cinema, you know, you can go through a bank, just totally demolish those buildings, you know, like they were nothing, you know, you're like a tank with a Ferrari engine. So, you know, it's a lot of destruction, and overall guys, if it wasn't so difficult at times, I'd probably enjoyed it even more, but for what it was guys, I do think Ridge Racer Unbounded was a really good game. As for the way the game looks, I think the game looks really good. You know, driving at night, obviously you've got the neon lights in your cars and things. You know, I'm always a big fan of that in games. You know, that's why I'm a big fan of Need for Speed Carbon. You know, I thought that was great, it did that really well. And yeah, it does it really well in this game as well. Between that and the soundtrack, you know, I think the game's got a really good and really fitting soundtrack, you know. There's, the only artist I know on it is Skrillex. You know, it's 2 Skrillex songs which in my opinion, they go really well with the game. You know, you've got Skrillex, you've got a bunch of other, you know, trance, you know, club kind of songs. So it definitely fits Ridge Racer Unbounded. So I think that's really all I've got to say guys. Ridge Racer Unbounded, it's a great game. So if you like, you know, previous Ridge Racer games, you know, there's no guarantee you'll like this game. But if you like games that are like Need for Speed or Burnout, I would say you'd probably like this game. You know, if you don't mind it, you know, being a little bit difficult at times, you know, but if you stick with it, you'll get better at it, start to learn the tracks, the shortcuts and stuff like that. You will, you know, start to find it easier and get a bit better at it. But anyway guys, yeah, Ridge Racer Unbounded, great racing game. And yeah guys, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch us all in the next video. See you guys, thanks for watching.